Hey guys, so today I'm doing this new video talking about the Cyelee Optics Cato-G, G standing for green. Pretty cool because for pistols you don't see a lot of green dots, at least I haven't. Almost everything I've shot so far has been red. I do have one optic that has an option of being green or red, but I've never seen strictly a green dot, so pretty excited to talk about this optic. Try to get a nice little close-up for you there. I will say, pretty pleased with it. A few things I want to talk about that may be a negative for some, but full transparency, this optic was sent out to me. Honestly, I've not heard of the company prior to them reaching out to me, and they said, hey, if we send you this optic, will you review it? So they sent it to me. Took it out to the range. I'm going to include a video of me installing it. Install, super easy, comes with a lot of fun stuff. I'll show you guys what came in the box. Honestly, for the price point, you get a whole lot. But yeah, let's get into it, guys. All right, guys, so let's take a look and see what's in the box here. Let's see, check that down a little bit. All right. Get that out of the way. Looks like we got a cleaning cloth right here. Zero shot. Let's see here. What else do we got? Instruction manual. Read before using. Little badge. Cool. Got some tools. That's nice. The optic itself. Let's pull this out of the bag here. Feels pretty sturdy. I like it so far. One thing I am excited for this is having the battery accessible from the top. Sticker. And a whole bunch of different screws. All right. Well, it's cool that they include all this stuff. And the good thing is, because this is specifically cut for the footprint that's already on my macro, I don't need to worry about having any sort of plates. So the install itself should be pretty quick and easy. So let's get that set up. All right, guys, so there you can see, install complete. Rather simple, nice and snug. Pretty excited to see how this performs on the range. I think overall the fit is pretty good. Still got see my irons. See if I can get that view in there for you guys. So you can see you can still use your irons as a backup. Same size as the other optic. I like that it's metal as opposed to plastic with a metal shroud like the one from SIG. So let's go take this thing out and I'll let you guys know what I think. So as we talk about this optic, I do want to mention there are a lot of really cool features, things that I do like. So the buttons here are recessed. They have a metal shroud around them. So I did not hit them by accident. My fingers did not get close, but I definitely had optics before where the buttons were in bad placements that I did not like. I also love that the battery door is right on top. I actually just replaced my wife's battery in her carry. And it's annoying when you have to take the whole optic off and then replace the battery, because then you wonder, is that zero exactly where it was? And having the door up top or easily accessible is a really great feature. The material this is made out of is nice and solid. It's definitely more sturdy than the optic that came with this, which was just the Romeo Zero by SIG. This fit perfectly on. It is the RMSC footprint. It was cut for, this pistol was cut for that. So there's no plates or anything I had to use. It's a pretty common footprint, so it will fit for a lot of handguns for people that have that. Having the green dot itself, I will say, it's pretty awesome. Only shooting red, you definitely notice the difference. I don't know if the benefit is what I saw personally, but I felt like while I was shooting, I could see it quicker and crisper. The red, I'm sure there's a scientific way to explain this that is out of my realm. But with the green, getting back on target for me personally was a lot easier. And I don't even think I had this thing very bright. Not that I had my red dots very bright, but this particular, it was nice to have that. So let's talk about the zeroing of this optic. And that's going to be one thing that I do ding them on. Nothing about the optic itself, I will say. Getting it on there, mounting was fine, fit perfectly. Shooting the gun, having to do the adjustments. I would say, personally, if the adjustments were a little bit more tactile, I'd prefer it, but it's definitely more tactile than comparing to my SIG optic, which just, that you have no idea what you're adjusting. But included in the box, and this is where I'm going to ding them because I think it's a little misleading. Maybe it's just how I'm reading it. But you have your instructions here, and you have this card that comes with it. I'm going to read exactly what the instructions say, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. It says, this optic is delivered in a zeroed position, done on a calibrated rig. Right? Okay. So then you see this card, and I mean, really, I don't know how many people actually are going to read this. I hope everyone would read the instructions for something related to their firearm. But then you have this card, which then makes you think, I'm good to go. I will say, when I went to the range and zeroed this optic, I was severely off. Mine was down and to the left tremendously. More so down than to the left. It took me quite a few adjustments, and I will include some B-roll from me at the range. I eventually got it perfect and was very satisfied with it. But if I were to just throw this on here and read that and assume, hey, I'm good to go, I'm going to carry this with me, I will say, God forbid you have to use it, you are definitely going to be off. Could it just have been my optic? Possibly. But I think a good general rule of thumb everyone should use is if you ever change the optic on your handgun, always, first thing you do, take it to the range and zero it, or verify the zero. Because something like this, I think that can be misleading. And if you think about it, depending on your barrel length and the type of ammunition, zeros are going to be a pretty wide range of what would be zeroed for each gun. I don't think there's a one size fits all, unless they know something that I don't. But every single setup is going to be different. So for your personal use case and what you're carrying and the type of ammo you have in it, very important that you verify and adjust that zero. I will say in the range the other day, I did about 200 rounds. It was fun to shoot. I really liked having the green dot. I don't know why the color itself was so much more pleasant for me, but yeah. Normally around 200 rounds in, I start getting fatigued or bored, but I could have went for a couple hundred more, honestly. It was really enjoyable. I came back, I checked, I made sure, everything was still super tight. Nothing adjusted. Obviously, I can't tell you months down the road, will it shift from carrying it? Because this is just my review right after the range. But I'm going to also include some B-roll of how dialed in I got it. Just so you guys know, when I was shooting it, I started at 5 yards. Sorry, I started at 10 yards, assuming it was already zeroed. That's when I realized, is it me or is it the optic? Brought it back to 5, got down on one knee, got the little brace they have at the range so I could steady myself. And I that's what I noticed. I'm like, wow, this thing is really off. But by the time I got it adjusted, I mean, it was shooting great. The one video I'm going to show you, that's of me shooting 15 rounds in there. And then I go back again, I push it back to 10 yards, do another 15 rounds, and I'm pretty sure there were only 2 flyers on that. So for me, I'm cool with that. Like, I'm not claiming to be an expert marksman. I just want to know if I have to use my firearm, where I'm shooting is where my bolts are going. Everything where I want them to be, and this definitely did that. I may do a follow-up video depending how long I keep this on here. As of right now, I'm going to keep it for my setup. I do enjoy it. I have really no other negatives to say about it. Although I will ding them. I think I saw in the box somewhere made in China, which I get it. I understand, you know, different things have to come from different places, but for me personally, I've always been someone who prefers to buy American-made goods. Just my personal belief. I understand not everything can be made here, but that is one thing I will dig for it. But in reality, the price point for it, for what you get, I don't know if you can beat it, honestly. I haven't shopped for many optics for a firearm before. I know the one that I was considering was the new enclosed Romeo. It's been a while since I looked at this optic. I'll have to include it in the comments below. But it was the newer one that was like the fully enclosed mailbox style that would fit perfectly on here. I think it came out last year, but I've never felt that my last optic was so terrible, as much as I may have complained about in previous videos that I had to get something new. So I think I'll rock this for a little while, and then I can do a video down the road and let you guys know, did it shift zero? How long is the battery life? Because I will say, if you read all the stats on their website, which I'll put in the comments below, that it comes with a lot of features and a long battery life. Like, everything about it on paper sounds really great. I want to see if it all pans out, because the price point of this is roughly half, if not a third, of some of the competitive optics. So for those of you who would rather not spend a ton of money on just your optic, especially if you have a lot of firearms and you're putting a red dot on everything, that can add up really quick. But yeah, I think that's all I got for you guys. If you guys have used this before or know about this company, let me know about it. Because like I said, honestly, they reached out to me. I intentionally did not do any research. I did not want to come in and review with any sort of bias. I wanted to take it, try it without knowing anything about them, about the optic, and give you an honest review. And that's what you have here. I'm going to carry this myself for a while, so if that doesn't say enough, I don't know what else can. I don't get paid for me telling you that this optic's good. I don't get anything else from them, just have the optic itself, which honestly, I think I spent more money in ammo and a day at the range than the optic cost. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of it. Let me know, have you guys ever used one? Have you heard of them? And I do believe also for the next 6 months, I get a discount, which I will include that code as well for you guys if you're interested. But yeah, I think it looks good, fits well, does the job. And really, I wish more companies came out with a green option, because I really, really like shooting it. Well, hey guys, thanks for checking out this video. I'll see you next time.